what are they going to invest in when you yourself can't invest in yourself? Trust me, being all the time isn't sexy. We are going to be sexy this year. I know how it's hard to imagine a world where some people don't really care about you, but also in a world where your friends don't always want your opinion. If you had known 20 years ago in the wilderness when we were crossing the river Jordan. Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new, if you've been here before, welcome back. This is Towie Talks, a channel where we get to talk about self-love, personal growth, lifestyle, as well as relationships. Now, it's been a minute since we did a sit down, and I must confess, like, I've been dreading doing this because it takes a lot. But I just thought, you know what, let me just do it because it's a new year. We're looking to start afresh, and this is now February. I've been wanting to do this video since January, but now we're in February, and I'm like, you know what, still, let me just do it. Let me just talk to you all. Let me just tell you what I think about the new year and things that you need to do in order to start your new year in a better way. So this video isn't about that, but it's still more about it, like, you get it. This video will be talking about how to build healthy relationships in 2024, because I feel like for the longest we always focus on the negatives, always focusing on the things that can go wrong in a relationship, and we don't really get to talk about the things that we can do right in a relationship or in order to build our relationship. I just feel like our generation is just full of negativity in a way. We've promoted stupidity, we've promoted things that we shouldn't even promote, we've promoted hurting one another or in the name of protecting your space, we've promoted mocking one another, bullying one another, or in the name of I know my rights, I want to stand up for my rights, which is okay if you want to do it, but the fact that you're hurting another person to do it doesn't sit right with me. So I feel like because we're focused so much on that, it's all over the place and everyone is just like trying to do those things to seem cool. But in today's video, I want us to focus on the positive aspect of being in a relationship. And because there's so many people that want to be in a relationship, not just relationships as in sexual relationships, but also friendships. There's people that are dreading having friends because of how we've painted the friendship picture, of how we've painted a relationship picture. Everyone thinks it's a negative thing. You get it? Everyone thinks it's a negative thing, but there's so many good things that come out of a relationship, so many positive things that come out of the relationship. So in today's video, we'll be discussing some of the things that you can do to build a healthy relationship or friendship in 2024. So if you're new and you haven't subscribe to this channel, turn those post notifications on so you're notified every time I post a video. And yeah, give this video a thumbs up, share it with your family and friends, because why not? Let's just get into the video. I'm back, lights happened, but the show must go on. So like I was saying, this year we're focusing on building healthy friendships. So tip number one to build a healthy friendship or relationship is to love yourself. I feel like I can't emphasize this enough, because when you love yourself, you know what you want. You know the kind of friendships that you want. You know the kind of relationships that you want to build. When you love yourself, you put yourself first in a good way, not in a positive or selfish way. I mean, not in a negative or selfish way, but in a way that you know that, okay, I can love myself but still be kind to other people. I can love myself but still give myself fully to other people. I can love myself and be willing to be in a relationship with other people. I feel like when we say love yourself these days, it's all about I'm selfish, or I'm this, you can't do that to me. Like you don't even give room to other people because you feel like you are so full of yourself. So loving yourself and being full of yourself are totally two different things. You can love yourself and be kind and be selfless. Being selfless doesn't mean you're giving everything away, or being selfless doesn't mean you're giving in room for hurt or pain or whatever. It just means that you know yourself too well to be able to accommodate other people in your life. So for you to be able to do all of these things, you must love yourself. And when you love yourself, you attract a standard that it is for you. Because when you don't love yourself, or you're insecure about certain things, or you still hurting about the past, you attract a certain kind of friendship or certain kind of relationship that is kind of a magnet at that particular time. Because if you say, for instance, you don't love yourself, you're insecure, you're whatever, you're always going to attract the people that you think you need to fit that kind of void in you. But when you love yourself, you don't have, you could have a void, but you're not looking for other people to fill it, because you know that within yourself you're capable of filling that void that you have. In 2024, in order for you to flourish, in order for you to have healthy and beautiful, positive friendships or relationships, you must love yourself. You can't expect somebody else to love you if you do not love yourself. How are they going to love you when they don't even know how you yourself love yourself? I mean, if for instance, things that I love doing, there are things that I love doing, right? Like I like spending time with myself. I like reading. Sometimes I like writing a lot, and these are the things that I love personally. But if other people come to me, they know that, oh, okay, Towie likes reading books, likes writing. How can I be able to fit into that world of hers? Somebody could get me books, somebody could get me something that I can use to write in, somebody could get me a journal to be writing in. You get it? Like, people know I like saving, people know I like investing in my business. They'll get me things related to those things that I love, because they know that my heart is in it. But if they don't know things that I love, or they don't know that I love myself, they're not going to invest their time or energy in me, because they don't know what to invest in. What are they going to invest in when you yourself can't invest in yourself? Invest in yourself, love yourself, and somebody will love you. Your friends will love you, your relationships will love you, because you are going to attract the people that don't need to fill a void, but know that, okay, on your own you're content, but they're going to supplement what you already have within yourself. So that's point number one. Are you with me? Or you've left? If you're still with me, thank you for being here. Subscribe to my channel, and yeah, let's just continue.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
As I was saying, point number one, the lighting was just terrible, but I'm not redoing it. I'm sorry. I'm late for work and I have to get it on the road. So, point number two is taking time to nurture those friendships or relationships. Guys, no relationship is ever going to work if you don't nurture it. Like, it will never work. Even if you feel like this is the person I love, this is the person I want to be with for the rest of my life, he's the love of my life, it will never work. It will never work, because you know what? You're not nurturing that thing. It's the same as when you plant a seed, right? I might start preaching. preach. Anyway, it's the same as when you plant a seed, right? You're supposed to water it. Not too much water, but the right amount of water for it to be able to sprout, to grow, and to do, to produce the fruits that you need it to produce. You can't be saying, oh, a couple goes to people that have been dating in 20 years, when you yourself, you're very lazy to nurture that friendship. How do you think you're going to get to 20 years? All you do is just want to post for the gram, for that relationship, for people to see that you're in a fancy relationship, or you have a fancy friendship. Yes, it is not wrong, but at the same time, you need to nurture that friendships. Know what your friend likes, know what your partner likes, invest in those things for that person. Do you get it? If you invest in those things for that person, help that person become a better version of themselves. I'm not saying change them, but help them become a better version of themselves, the same way they would do for you. Because even when you're watering your plant, if you add too much water, trust me, I know, I have had a plant, it died. That's a story for another day. But if you put too much water in that plant, it rots and it doesn't grow. But you just need the right amount, the right quantity of water for the plant to grow. It's the same with friendship or relationships. You need the right amount of nurturing, the right amount of caring, the right amount of being there for that person for it to grow. And you can't do that when you're selfish. You can't do that when you in this your selfish bubble that no one can burst. You can't do that. Know your friends, know your partner, understand them, help them become better, because friendships are supposed to build you, friendships are supposed to nurture you, friendships are supposed to help you grow. Friendships that don't do all of those things, those things, or relationships that don't do all of those things, they're not really worth it. So find you a friend that is going to nurture you, that is you can be able to go to that friend and say, oh friend, I want to do this business, what do you think? And they're going to be able to come and say, oh friend, I think you're capable of doing this business, but at the same time I feel like you could also invest in such a business, or put your idea in a certain way. Did you get it? And that can only happen when you have a positive friendship or a positive relationship to be able to do that. And if you love yourself, like I can't emphasize on loving yourself, because when you love yourself, you're able to pour out to other people. You can't pour out what you don't have within yourself. What are you pouring out? Who are you pouring it out to? Because it's obviously not going to be me. If you can't love yourself, how are you going to love me? How are you going to show me that this is the way you deserve to be cared for, to be cared, like to be loved? How are you going to show me when you on your own you don't know those things? So nurturing someone is just it might seem like it's a lot, but once you get the hang of it, it's easy and it's better, and it helps you grow. It helps you forgive that person even when they haven't wronged you, because you know that this is my person, this is my people, these are my people. You get it? And those people will nurture you back, because they know that, okay, if I need help from somebody, I'm gonna have to go to Towera. She's gonna give it to me. Same way you will know that, okay, if I need help from my friend, this is the friend I want to go to. There are certain friends you can't reach out to because they're just useless. They are just useless. They can't nurture you, they can't help you grow, they're just going to drain you. Those are the kind of people we don't want in 2024. Those are the kind of relationships we don't want in 2024. You can present yourself in an elegant way. It's not bad. Trust me, being all the time isn't sexy. We are going to be sexy this year. That's another topic. But anyway, find friendships or relationships that are going to nurture you in 2024. Now, moving on. It's not always about you. Like, that's my point number 3. It's not always about you. I know how it's hard to imagine a world where some people don't really care about you, but also in a world where your friends don't always want your opinion, but also in a world where your relationship is not always going to go the way you want it to be. You have to put it in your mind that sometimes it's not always about you. Like, you have to give room to other people. Someone will come with their problems, the next thing you know, you're saying, oh, if you had known 20 years ago in the wilderness, when we were crossing the river Jordan. I was just telling you how I've had a bad week. Oh, had you known, yours has been better. Mine was terrible. Dude, no, don't be that friend. Don't be that friend. Sometimes if a friend or your person comes and says, babe, I didn't have a good day. Just be there for that person. Just be there. Give room for them to share their problems with you. Give room for them to share their pain with you. Not you overcrowding their pain, or overshadowing their pain. Yes, not over, overshadowing their pain with yours. If you wanted to tell them your pain, you should have. Do you get it? Like, sometimes friends will not come to you because of how you react when they come to you about with their problems or with their wins. You always want to overshadow them. So this is a year where you have to remember it's not always about you, and it's okay that it's not always about you, because once it's not always about you, you're able to give room to your friends, for them to be able to express themselves freely, for them to be able to share their pain, share their joys, share their stories, share everything with you, because they know that if I go to Towi, she's going to be able to listen. She's going to listen to understand, not just listen to respond. Do you get it? So be that friend that is giving room to your friends. Be that partner that is giving room to their partner to be able to express themselves. Some people are even scared to express themselves in a relationship because what? They know you're going to react. They know you're going to push them off. They know that you're going to put the boundaries. You're going to put the walls that are going to justify your actions of hurting them. So sometimes give room to other people to say, Toy, you hurt me and I didn't like it. And you're able to say, oh, I don't know like, can you explain more? How did I do that? They explain and you say, I'm sorry. Not, oh, I'm sorry, but you deserved it. You should have known that. No, don't be that person this year. 2024 is a year for you to be better, for you to have healthy and meaningful relationships. Because, guys, come on, we can't just be, we're growing up. I am going to be 29 this year, and I can't imagine a life where I have terrible friendships this year, because guys, no ways. We're not doing that this year. We're going to have meaningful relationships. We're going to have meaningful friendships. We're going to have healthy, nurtured friendships. Which brings me to my last point. Take positive criticism. Take criticism. Like, you need to learn to take criticism. Somebody is not always going to agree with you. Your friends are not always going to agree with you. And those are the kind of friendships that you need. You don't need friends that are always going to be like, oh yes ma'am, oh yes sir. You need friends that are always going to be able to say, oh, that was wrong. You shouldn't have done that. Oh babe, I didn't like that. Oh, you shouldn't have done this. Perhaps you should have done this in a better way. But if you're always going to be defensive, if you're always going to put a wall that people can't approach you, that people can't correct you, that people can't tell you that you're wrong, you're never going to have a healthy friendship, because they're going to be walking on eggshells with you. They're going to be working on eggshells. They're going to be working on. They're going to tread carefully. That it's like they're working on thin ground. That they're always going to work on thin ground with you. Like, they're scared to tell you anything, because the minute they do that, the ground cracks. You get it? And I just feel like, be a friend. Be a person that is able to take criticism. There was a time I used to argue with vendors. If you're Malawian, you know that there are vendors in this country that they're a nuisance. They'll say annoying things that will trigger you. And back then it was always like, you know what, you can't talk to me like that. You can't do this to me. You can't da, 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 da. I'm also going to show you that I'm capable of saying things that are worse than what you're saying right now. And my partner was always like, babe, I don't like it when you argue with them. And for me, it was like, you can't tell me that. Da, 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 da. I was always being defensive, because in my mind, I thought I was doing the right thing. But then I realized that no, guys, it was just being petty, and it never achieved anything, because in the end, all that was happening is that we'd go on a arguing ground with these vendors, and at the end of the day, I was always on the losing end. It was just draining me in a way that I didn't like it. And eventually I had to sit down and reevaluate and be like, okay, you know what, these arguments, certain arguments are not worth it. Don't do it. Don't be like that person. So it took for someone who cares about me to be like, I don't like you doing that, and me accepting it. It took me a while, but I eventually did accept it. And now when somebody says something, I sometimes wave at them just to mock them, because that's the best that I can do. I can't respond. If you respond, it's like you're giving them room to say more hurtful stuff to you, and you can't win that battle, especially with Malawian vendors. You can never win. But when you wave at them, they're embarrassed, they're ashamed. Now they're like, oh, why would she respond in such a way? So sometimes criticism helps you become better, because you always think you're doing the right thing at that particular time. When someone calls you out on that thing, that's when you realize that no, this is wrong and I can do it better way. Do you get it? So for now, for me now, it's like I became better, because now I don't always pick fights. I don't always try to argue. I don't always try to do certain things that I want to show people that I'm capable of doing something, because somebody had to call me out on that particular thing. It took love from that person to tell me those things. So sometimes taking criticism doesn't make you stupid or weak or whatever. It just means you are a person that is willing to learn. So your friends or your relationship should be able to tell you that no, this is wrong. They shouldn't be scared of you. They shouldn't be scared to tell you that I don't like you doing this. They shouldn't be scared to say, but you should have done this instead of what you're doing. Or maybe, how can you make something better? How can you do this better? How can you make your business grow better? They should be able to do that, and you should be able to take in advice, because once you take in advice, trust me, you are going to become a better person. You might think you're better now, but you eventually become better. So yeah, take criticism, love yourself, nurture your friendships, and it's not always about you. So that's all I had for you, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, turn those post notifications on so you're notified every time I post a video. And like I said, 2024 is going to be a healthy, meaningful year. It should also be meaningful in the friendships that you have, or the relationships that you have. So yeah, have positive friendships, you guys, and until my next video, peace.